Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's angry, it's mean, and it's kind of good. Now, first off, it's really easy to see why Sam Rockwell and Frances McDormand won their Academy Awards. Their performances were stellar, especially Sam Rockwell. Wow, he was so powerful and he portrayed the character so well. And honestly, through a lot of it, I hated him. And that's what I was supposed to do. He was just a bad person. And in fact, most of the people in Three Billboards were bad. They were just not likable at all. They're terrible together and to each other. And they're just, And that's why I say it's kind of angry. It's actually not kind of angry, it is angry. The story revolves around Frances McDormand and her putting up 3 billboards right outside of their town. Now these are talking specifically to the sheriff of that town because her daughter was raped and murdered and the case is unsolved. I wrote a review on filmfed.com where it says I'm kind of ambivalent about the entire movie, because I am. I'm not sure if I really want to recommend it to people, because what does that say about me if I really liked it? Because, gosh, I don't know. The people, the characters, some of them were just terrible people. Now maybe that's because they're all caught up in grief and they're caught up in their circumstances. Maybe it's more of that nature versus nurture type thing, and it really is nature. Except Sam Rockwell, his character, his mom is terrible. She is just a horrible person, and she has raised a horrible child. Even the interactions between son and mom, like Frances McDormand and her son, is hateful and spiteful and calling each other just terrible, terrible names. But there are redeeming people in this film. Peter Dinklage plays an amazing friend and gentle person who's just there to help. Sure, does he have his flaws? I'm sure he does, but he's just a nice guy and he's caring. Caleb Landry Jones plays Red, and that is another really genuinely nice person. Even after something happens to him, he takes care of the person who inflicted the harm on him. It's crazy, that level of just niceness, that caring, that empathy. So that speaks to his character. Woody Harrelson is wonderful as well as the town sheriff, and he's dealing with his own stuff, and you can see his contentious relationship with Frances McDormand. And even within that, he can still be caring. Now that's not to say he's a nice guy by any means, and you see him when he interacts with his children, where he cares about his children, but golly, there's probably a better way to do it. The content is definitely gritty. I think Samara Weaving's character summed it up best with one line: anger begets anger. Now she said she read that in some place and she couldn't really remember, except maybe she thought it was a bookmark. So it was kind of funny because she's a total ditz, and yet she has this profound moment. And really, that sums up the movie so well. Anger begets anger. And you see that played out time and again throughout Three Billboards. I love that we get to see some real change within Sam Rockwell's character, from at the beginning where he is just dirtbag and trash, to at the end where he's actually trying to make a change. Now, I'm not saying that he's awesome and that he has completely turned his life around. He still might be dirtbag and trash, but you can see hope within there. And I think that's a really good thing. And it shows that, hey, you know what? We can change. We can rise above our circumstances. We can go above what we've been placed in or what we've placed ourselves in, and we can make that change. The ending of the movie is a little bit ambivalent, whereas we don't have a hard stop to it in the story-wise. We are left to imagine that the story is continuing, and we're not sure how it's going to continue. But that's okay. I think it gives us enough closure and enough ending where we're satisfied with that. There's no real sex or nudity within the film. There is a whole lot of language. I mean, this is on a whole new level, really. There is a ton of language throughout the film. And some of it you think, wow, are you just seeing how many F words you can actually stick within one film? Maybe, I don't know. I didn't count and I didn't look it up to see what the record is or if it broke the record, if it even came close. But it sure felt like a lot. And so there's that. There is some violence as well, and some of it's a little gritty. Overall, I'm glad I saw Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It was a good watch. The performances were outstanding, but I don't think I'll watch it again. I give it 4 out of 5 couches. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.